Hello, Professor Candido here. Welcome back for our fifth module of Chapter 4, and we're going to work with the cat paste, cut and sort. All right, so what I have is some text files I've already created. I got one called names male, names female, and students. And if you remember, the cat command lets us look inside a file without the ability to modify it. Oh, because I have plural. It should be names male. And then I can change that to be female, and I can change that to be students. And there's my name in there, various students, and actually I had my two dogs. All right, so cat lets you look into a file, but cat lets me combine. I can actually take all the contents of this file and I can combine them with all the contents of this file. So I'm going to do a cat names male.txt space names female, and you can see all the contents of the first file are put over it here, and then added to the bottom of that is all the female names. But it does not actually put them into a file. If I redirect and I call it combined.txt, the contents are actually preserved or saved into a file, and you can see how I did it. Why would we use something like this? In the industry, we may have different servers where they have transactions. Think of registers, all the stuff that a particular register sold. We get files from those registers of all the transactions. We can actually combine them all into one file and say these are all the transactions for one day for this particular company. All right, so that is what the cat does. So cat lets you look at a file, but it lets you concatenate or combine files together. And just remember, the order of how you specify them is the order of how they're placed. So if I change it to this, the female names will be at the top and the male names will be at the bottom. Okay, I want to show you the paste. What the paste does, we're going to do male names first, is takes the first record from this file, which is names male, and it combines, I don't want to use the word combine, matches to the first record in the female file. Boy, I can't type and talk at the same time, but I'm trying. All right, so you can see it took Brian, which was the first record from the male file, and it takes the first record from the names female, which is Liza. And then it takes the second record from the first file, which is Lewis, and combines it with, or paste it, not combine, with the second name from the female. And Dan is pasted or merged to Zoe. Now notice Joe doesn't have a matching pasted record because there was only 3 names in the female and he gets a space. You can also control what separates them, and that is called a delimiter. If you can see a tab was added to separate, you can do a -D space comma single quote, and you can see I could use the comma to separate the pasted fields. We can also, and that's where comma separated values, CSV files, come from. It's very common in the corporate world to have CSV files. I can actually use the pipe. This is called the pipe symbol, which is, oh, I put it in the wrong spot. It needs to go here. A pipe is the up and down character that is found above, at least on my keyboard, above the enter key. There you go. If I wanted to save those contents to a file, you can redirect it. So the big takeaway is the cat adds them from the top down. The first file goes to the top, the second file goes to the bottom. Paste takes the first record from one file and puts it to the first record of the second file. So it's a side-by-side match. The next thing I want to share with you is the cut. So let's go take a look at this file. You can see I have multiple rows. I got row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I got 3 columns of information: first name, last name, and their title or position. So I'm going to do a cut. Now, what separates my fields? What separates Katie from Rover? If you said the pipe, you are absolutely correct. You can use the D switch, which is delimiter, and we use that in the paste. Single quote, pipe, single quote, and I want the first field. And remember those redirect symbols we talked about the first of the learning modules? We're going to do a redirect in. This is where we send a file into a command for processing. We're used to the redirect where we send the output of a command to a file with this symbol, but we're not using that. We're going to send this file into the cut command to pull out field 1 with the delimiters of a pipe. Let's go see. See, I got the first name, and then I can ask for their position. So I ask for field 3, and you can see it pulls out the third field. And if I ask for field 4, keep in mind there is no field 4, so you just get a blank or a null or an empty column for that field. So I'm going to pull out field 1, and look what I can do is I can then put it into a file called first names. So how it works is this gets sent into, this file gets sent into, redirect in to the cut, delimited or delimiters or a pipe, field 1, and we output what was extracted into a file. So let's go take a look. And it worked beautifully. The last thing I want to show you is the sort. If I look at this file called first names, it's in the order of how it was created. I can sort it if I want to. And you can see I can go from A to Z, or in this case B to Z, and I can do the -R to reverse it. I can then save the contents of that sort to a file called sorted first names. And the output of the command that looks like this gets put into this file. And if you don't believe me, I will show you. It worked. And you can sort even the combined file that we did earlier. See, it's sorted.